At the end of episode 1, we left the Mariners in the early 1950s wallowing at the bottom of the Football League. Form picked up during the rest of the decade, first under a certain Bill Shankly and then under Allenby Chilton, who led the Mariners to a Division 3 North title. By the early 1960s, Town had earned promotion back into the second division. The rest of the Mariners' journey is recounted by some of the players, managers, fans and staff, as the club continue their yo-yo journey of promotions and demotions until the turn of the century, when Town retained their place in Division 1 under manager Alan Buckley.
That has to be Alan Buckley, doesn't it? If you watch some of the goals now, the football that was played, the passing and movement that he brought forward for everybody. Not only the quality of the football played, but also the level it was played at, because we were playing at a much higher level then. I think only now do Town fans realise how much above our weight we were punching then, really.
Division to the third division under their second season with Alan Buckley, and what an ovation there.
As far as I'm concerned, Alan Buckley should walk on water. In that era, when we were in the Championship, beating Sheffield United 4-0, Drinkall got after it, two wingers, Johnny Scott, Jimmy Fell, winning 7-0 away at Bristol Rovers. Saturday night and Sunday, if the Town win, nothing else matters. I said, if I cut myself, it's black and white blood. And I think there's thousands of people like me.
My dad played for Town between 1958 and 1965. And so my connection with Grimsby Town goes back many, many years. I signed in 76, but we had a whole group of young local lads, Dave Moore, Kevin Moore, Sean Moyer, Tony Ford, Kevin Drinkall. The second season, John Newman came and he really brought all the young lads on. And we managed to get promoted at the end of that season back into the third division. Oh, my dad was a much better player than I was. He used to tell me he was a much better player, but he was. I mean, he played in a time when Town were in the second division. His first game, him and Ron Cockerell's first game, was at Liverpool away, 52,000 at Anfield, and Town were doing quite well in the old second division. The Donovans, the Cockerells and the Moores, hopefully are well-known Grimsby families.
I think my favourite game probably has to be our first appearance at Wembley in 1998. The game was fantastic and we won on our first appearance.
That's the best tonic he could have hoped for, because Grimsby's first visit to Wembley has ended with a golden goal that is genuinely...
Matt Tees just captured my heart, I suppose. He was my first sporting hero. As a player, he had an ability that was mesmerising. He didn't look like a sportsman, he didn't look like a footballer, but he could jump higher than people that were a foot taller than him. The other one I do mention, and that was a guy called Trevor Wymark. He got this thing to get into the ground for the games. So what we used to do is arrive very early, before the opposition team bus arrived. Their kit was on the team bus. They were always held in these big baskets that were on wheels. Me and my friend used to help them then push it in through the players' entrance into the away changing room. There was the kit, and we'd got in for nothing. The memories group on a Wednesday morning, it just shows that the outreach or into the community that the football club has always had, I think. It's great to feel that firsthand and the difference it makes to people's lives.
Been a fan for nigh on 60 years. Like everybody else who of our age group can always remember the final game of the season against Exeter City. 22,660, if I remember correctly. We won 3-0. Some of the pontoon boot boys, as they used to call them, climbed on the back of the Barrett, the old Barrett stand, where obviously this is now, and sat on the roof. But I've been a regular ever since. Probably the most favourite game was the first trip to Wembley in 1998. Not so much for the game, but what it represented to the town, the community, to family at Wembley for the first time.
The club
were going down, and then suddenly Big Mac came and there was a huge surge of involvement and interest in the town, and it suddenly took off in a wave, and all of a sudden you wanted to be part of it.
Laurie was great. I mean, he tells these fantastic stories, doesn't he, of seeing an old man in the corner of the dressing room with no teeth, smoking a pipe, and saying, "Who's that?" And they're saying, "That's your centre forward, Laurie." And that was Matt Tees, of course, was a fantastic player as well.
As soon as Laurie came, everything changed completely. It was a different way of management. It just took us from mediocrity to top of the league. Superb.
We actually defeated at home all the 4 teams that were promoted that year in our first season. I signed for Grimsby for £25 a week because I wanted to see if I could play league football a week. All the players, we all lived in Cleethorpes. We all shopped at Ramsden's or Tesco's. All our children went to schools with the supporters' children, drank in the same pubs as the sport. So you were actually part of the community. It was exciting with McMenemy because I remember we'd done some training around the pitch and the Yorkshire Television helicopter landed on the centre because he was going to be interviewed. He was a great publicist for the club, but also a great publicist for Laurie himself.
As well.
I became a good friend with Joe Waters. He's a grand fellow, and he's one of town's biggest heroes, I would think.
Joe Waters just commanded a field. For a little fella like me, just total control of the situation.
I'm Joe Waters, played for Grimsby Town from 1976 to 1984. Had a great times, great memories. The town of Grimsby and town of Cleethorpes were buzzing at the time. It was a great, great time to be here and to live here.
For the second season. Town has made his run already. Seaman played a...
There are a few favourite matches. The most favourite was the Third Division Championship game that we played here on Brundle Park against Sheffield United. When we saw the fixture list, we were so excited about that game. We thought what a great end to the season it would be if they were going for the championship and we were going for promotion. We'd have a full house and it'd be a great occasion. If we win the Third Division Championship. And we beat them 4-0.
Include many trawler men who bring back fish from the North Sea, and they expect their football.
It was a happy place to be. We're all part of the same club. Who was the best or who wasn't the best doesn't matter. The fact is that we all represented this great club, and we were proud to do it.
The club was in the then Third Division. We got relegated pretty soon, which was a shock. We then got a new manager, John Newman came, and we got promotion to the Third Division, then we got promotion to the Second Division, and we almost got promotion to the First Division, believe it or not, although the table wouldn't suggest that, but we were quite close that year. So we had a good run of games and a good few seasons where we had a lot of success. Favourite game? Probably the game against Everton. I managed to get 2 goals that night and we won, so that was a bonus. It was also a full house here. The atmosphere was pretty good. In fact, it's one of the best atmospheres that we've had at Grimsby, or we had at that time.
With a great through pass, Dolly, he did the rest.
Crowd left on a high, and we left on a high as well, so that was a pretty good game. We had Nigel Batch in goal, we had John Stone, we had Kevin Moore, Tony Ford, Kevin Drinkle, Bobby Cummins, Joe Waters. We had a very good team. We had a great camaraderie, and the team spirit was excellent. And we all played for one another, and I'm sure that is one of the main reasons for our success.
First thing when I first came to Grimsby that I realised was I'd been under a manager where I didn't throw the ball out at all. It was about playing in the opponent's half and getting the ball up there as quickly as you can and trying to pen them in that half. Alan wanted to play out more from the back, and I hadn't thrown a ball out to a full-back for about 10 years. I'd almost forgotten how to do it. The main strength of Alan, I always thought, was him seeing when to change things in a game, but the main thing was getting in players that could play the way that he wanted to do. I've got to be honest, my favourite player was Gary Birtles. Yeah, I mean, the main reason, what a target man he was, and of course the hat-trick that he scored to take us up in that first promotion year.
The control you will never see better, and the finish was marvellous.
I was very fortunate to be in a very, very good side that ended up playing numerous seasons in the Championship, playing super football with some very, very good players in front of full houses, not just from a playing but from a supporter's perspective. They were magical years.
Surely! Oh, man!
I think the story everybody always wants to know from my era is what happened in the dressing room between Brian Laws and Ivano Bonetti. Was I there? Yes, I was right in the middle. I saw everything that went on. That's not my story to tell.
Played for the club early 80s for about 9 seasons. Spent most of my career, you know, the longest club I served for. So, yeah, it was. We had some fantastic times, especially early doors. We had so many good cup games. We beat West Ham here. I managed to score in that one, so I remember that. Obviously, the promotion seasons, so my first 2 seasons here were the promotion, so it didn't get much better than that. Alan just put just a fantastic group of players together that just complemented each other so well. Cunnington, Cockerell midfield era, Tilson Lever at the back, and Dave Gilbert left and myself on the right. Tony Rees came. And the good thing about it was we all appreciated each other. Nobody was judging each other that I couldn't do their job, that they couldn't do mine, you know.
Ball by Gary Childs! An absolute
You can absolutely feel the town when the club are doing well. I don't really know of any better club where the fans go away here, then everywhere in the numbers. And I suppose the one that needs putting to bed is the Ivano Bonetti scenario, which probably say I'd got the best ringside view, so to speak. Brian Laws has walked in and shouted at Ivano, asking him, how can you eat food after a result like that, after what's just happened? And typical Italian style, Ivano's started waving his arms about. The lads have pushed them apart. Ivano's thrown a chicken leg at the manager. And there was about 5 players in between them at the time, but Brian somehow managed to make a haymaker connect flush with Ivano's cheek, and down Ivano went. Ivano had to be taken into the Luton dressing room, and their players were a bit, is that what happens when you get beat? You know what I mean? That's what I think.
I joined the club in 2011-2012 and stayed for 11 years. I was part of 2 promotions and 1 relegation, and a lot of playoff losses. So we played at Wembley when I was here 4 times, and then the second promotion was at West Ham Stadium. So, but the 4 games at Wembley, we only won 1, and it's the 3 losses that I remember more. The one to Bristol Rovers in the playoff final was the worst I've ever felt. I didn't want to leave the house, and we got so close. And the one thing I'd always say about Grimsby, the fans, the town, everyone cares about it. When we were trying to get back in the Football League, we'd come close, we'd lost the semi-final, we lost another semi-final, and then to lose a final, I just remember sitting on penalties, and I think I'd faced 10 penalties at Wembley and not saved one. And as a goalkeeper, that was what I wanted to do. Growing up, I wanted to play at Wembley and save a penalty. That was like my little dream, and I got the opportunity 10 times and failed it 10 times. I think people don't understand the sacrifices you make to be a footballer. It's 24/7, it's not. You don't just come to work and people think, oh, you work short hours or you don't do a lot. Like, everything you eat, you miss weddings, you miss birthdays, you don't take a holiday, you can't just go away for a week. And it takes over your family's life, and they're the ones that then suffer your moods. Yeah, it was obviously more a job to me because I felt everything. And when we got back in the Football League, it did mean a lot more than that to me. So people that work here day to day, that keep it ticking over, the groundsmen, the people in the office, like, they're the people that they're the heartbeat of the football club, they keep me. People like that, so I always think it's nice when they get recognised as well.
So my first job at Grimsby Town was working in the kiosks. They asked me if I'd go in the ticket office to sell tickets, just as a one-off, because we had a really big game coming up. And so I said yeah. And then from then on, I just stayed in there. They wouldn't let me go. My favourite memories are obviously going to all the playoffs, being at Wembley, Nathan Arnold scoring that goal and looking to the skies. It's like it was yesterday, it was just amazing. Just interaction with the customers, love it. It's just like one big family. Favourite player used to be Gary Birtles when I was younger, and he did nearly run me over on the way to school. That was my claim to fame. Yeah, so Lee Peacock was my favourite player, and I used to babysit for him. Nathan Arnold, obviously. Not just because of that goal, just because the person he is amazing. Craig Disley, that era, you know, just great guys. Danny Rose, Doug Tharm, oh, and Jason, love Jason. Yeah, Jason's good. Got so many favourite memories. I would say the club gets you through. Gonna make me emotional now. Yeah, there's been a few things happen in my life, like losing my husband, and coming here helped, you know. So yeah, it's just, yeah, I don't know where I'd be without it, for sure.
One significant development was to establish the current women's team. It is worth remembering that Grimsby Town were one of the first clubs to form a women's team back in 1886, who reportedly played their first game at the Victoria Cricket Ground. The Grimsby Town women's team are pictured here in 1921, before the FA banned women's football from league and association grounds for the next 50 years.
My name's Danielle Brighton, I'm Grimsby Town Women's Captain. Here somewhat from the start. I came in December, I believe, 2019, so I am an OG but not an OG. But yeah, it's been brilliant to see how the club has transformed over that time, and I think we're just in a really sweet space now where we really feel backed by the club, and we want that to continue.
Massively important to the town. It's just like so big for all these girls here today to see that a women's team can get this platform and get noticed, and we've had 535 people here today to watch us, so yeah, a record attendance, which is massive, not just for the club but like I say for the town.
With Polly, she loves women's football, it's brilliant. From coming as a kid, sitting in the stands at the pontoon, like, it's amazing to then be on the other side of it. It's a really good occasion for all the girls, and I think it's good to be role models for the future generation. There's a lot of local girls playing football around the area, so it's good to give them kind of that aspiration to look up to.
Grimsby Town's always been in the family, so my granddad was a supporter for all his life, and so there's always been some sort of connection between me and the club. Paul Hurst is probably the best in my time supporting the club in terms of what he did across both of his spells, and he has to be given a lot of credit for getting us up twice, for keeping us up. The same year we got to the FA Cup quarter-finals and that going on as well.
In 2022, manager Paul Hurst and trainer Chris Doig led the team back into the Football League after an incredible playoff campaign recorded in a Netflix documentary.
That second half of the season, you could feel the connection with the fans. You could feel them really getting behind the team, and it makes what a difference. The following season we got promoted via the playoffs again. We beat Forest Green in the final, 3-1 in the final. In the 2 full seasons that we were back, we got promoted at the first attempt with the club's highest finish of 11th in 17 years, and we got to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. But it was always going to catch up with us, and I always thought the team was always going to have a dip. It was just inevitable, and we did have a dip really, and unfortunately we lost a job during that dip, you know, but I was always confident in time, and I am confident, without a shadow of a doubt, I think Grimsby will get promoted out of League 2.
New owners Andrew Pettit and Jason Stockwood set about rebuilding the club with new appointments both on and off the pitch, including Christine Green as fan-elected director.
We are a family. We're a big family. We're an odd family, a strange family, a beautiful family, any type of family you want us to be, but that's what we are. Under their guideship, we've got a promotion, we've got an FA Cup historical run. 24-25 season's going to end on a positive. David Artell's probably a little bit different to coach to what we're used to, very much on the data and the technical side, but can have a conversation with you as well and explain where he's coming from. So all positive, and that's as much as you can ask for as a football fan when you can't affect those types of things, that those decisions and those impacts are being done in the best way possible to give you that chance of 90 minutes being as successful as it can be.
Paul Hurst was replaced by David Artell as manager in 2023, and Polly Brancroft replaced Debbie Cook as CEO in 2024.
I think some of the challenges come with the age of some of the facilities. Blundell Park celebrated its 125th anniversary this year, and a lot of the facilities are of the same age as well. So trying to develop a really competitive men's first team and women's first team within a high performance environment with some of the facilities as they are, is probably one of the key challenges. Yeah, so player signings, we like to take a data-informed approach. Oh, it's absolutely more than can they just kick a ball well? Yeah, there's a huge process that goes into identification and that check and challenge to make sure that they are a good fit, not just in the style of the play, but the character and making sure that they're committed to this club and they're on board with what we're trying to achieve.
For me, I'm from the area originally, so I went to school in Caister, which is sort of 10 miles up the road. My family are from the area, mum, dad, grandparents. So I've got deep connections to Grimsby town. I came back here it would have been 2017, 2018 when I came on loan. And yeah, just loved it. Felt like home, fans welcomed me with open arms, and yeah, it was amazing. Am I planning to stick around? I'd love to. I would stay at this club, honestly, now for as long as they'll have me.
We know how important the badge is and the power that can do for good within the community. So we're doing a lot of work, outreach work, and also to bring people through the gates here at Blundell Park. So yeah, lots of exciting things going on, but yeah, to climb through the leagues is the main vision.
The academy is an absolute lifeline for a football club at Grimsby, like it is for any other club at that level. You go back in the history of the Moores and Tony Ford and Kevin Drinkle coming through to your Ryan Bennett's and locally Danny Norths and presently at the moment in the team Evan Corey and Cameron Gardner. So financially obviously is a massive aid to the football club to have young lads coming through that have a sell-on value. I think from a communal perspective, it's great that the young lads in this town feel they have a chance of playing in their hometown's first team as well.
So my job was to make sure that when I came to this football club was to raise the expectations on the pitch. The owners had been in a couple of years, and I think they'd done that certainly in the community and off the pitch, but in the football club. And my job was to raise standards on the pitch, and I think we've made a good start. But in order to build a team, we wanted to play, it's easy to say the Grimsby way. You know, if you said to me, what's the Grimsby way, I'm not fully sure. It's got to be our way, it's got to be authentic. That's the real key thing. And players who believe in that. And I think we've got a whole team that believes that way. Also, we've got to recognise that we've underperformed and underachieved for a long time, you know, relative to what we are and relative to the fan base. And we've got to, like I say, my job is to sort of pick it up by its scruffy of its neck and say, right, come on, here we go. And I think we're doing that. We're starting to see the fruit of maybe 12, 15 months of hard work, and hopefully we're getting them playoffs, and you never know then.
In September 2024, Town celebrated 125 years at Blundell Park with an anniversary game and an exhibition featuring photographs and memorabilia from the club's history.
I'm from Grimsby, I love Grimsby, and my son wants to come.
Yes, I've been a fan for 35 years.
I've been a good supporter almost 40 years.
I went to my first game Saturday, 22nd of March, 1986. It's in the blood.
The project is funded by the lottery funds. The heritage of Grimsby Town is very, very important, and it became a big talking point in the town probably 4 or 5 years ago. We opened a hub in the main shopping centre, and we got very good turnover of people coming to have a look at what we were doing, and they expressed an interest in the heritage of Grimsby Town. Since that day, we've worked on it to bring it as it is today. Grimsby Town from 1878 to the present day, and all years in between, there's been some ups There's been some downs, and we've got them all.
I think the club now is in a really good place. I think it's got some very, very good owners who are committed people, sensible people, and will take this club forward. So there's a lot, I think, to look forward to.
Our story of the Mariners' 146-year journey ends in 2025 with an epic game against Manchester United that is considered by many to be one of the greatest games in the history of the Football League Cup.
It was a bit of a surreal day, really. You're sort of preparing for the game because they were bringing such big players. The car park that we normally use to get into the game was closed off, so we had to get a bus to the game. And you don't overthink who you're playing against, you're just sort of getting on with your job, really, because you've got no choice. They force the best out of you, playing against the best players. And yeah, we knew what was required to match them and to even sort of live with them, to have half a chance. And I think it was beyond anyone's wildest dreams, really, what transpired in that first half. I think the disappointing thing, if there's any from the night, is that we didn't win it in normal time because we had enough chances. Following 2-0, we came out the second half and we were right on top, and they couldn't live with us. Brought on their best players, brought on their internationals, the top guys, and they still couldn't live with us. It's special, and like I say, because I'm sort of from the area, my daughter's growing up in the area, to know that she's hopefully one day she'll go to school and she'll be able to say, do you know what, my dad scored against Man United.
Could this be the beginning of another golden age for this ancient football club that is at the very heart and soul of our proud coastal community?
It's changed, and you can feel that it changed.
It is a club that the town can be proud of and is proud of, and that means the world to everybody.
Bright future, always a bright future.